How's it going, guys?
Hey everybody, welcome to Mystic Journeys with HP Derek and Ernie. How's everyone doing today? It's our Mystic Monday. We're going to read a little bit out of The Way to Love. And Ernie has a couple of inspirational quotes. And yeah, how's everyone doing today?
Doing good, doing good. Did you say we're finding our way to love?
I think we are. I mean, I try to every day, but it gets harder in this cold world.
That's basically the theme of our Monday until I finish the book. So yeah, loving it.
How far through are we on this?
Oh, we're on page. Pages. There's page 32, but we're only like that far through. Not very far.
Yep.
They're very, very short. This next one's only like 2 pages. Just that much. Just 2.
Okay.
It's a short one, but I've also got a nice little what's it called?
Inspirational quote.
Sweet ass affirmations 2 card. And I thought that kind of went along with it.
Thank y'all for being here. We've got our OG group in the house. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, what's up, Magic David? My favorite wizard.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hello from down under, Mike. Thank you for being here, buddy.
His magic missile never misses.
What's in the chat?
What's that, Derek?
30.
The shrimp on the Barbie.
All right.
Go ahead and turn Derek up preemptively because I know we always have a hard time hearing him. There we go. Doing that now.
Let me pull you closer. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's because you're on. Yeah, we can hear you. I think it's because you're on speakerphone that whenever there's other noise coming through, it totally will cut your sound out. Because we have headphones on, we can hear the other person speaking, and it's like regular conversation essentially.
Might have something to do with his local network missing a bit of copper.
I'm saying I don't think that's what it is, but yeah. Somebody definitely is cutting wires for sure.
Yeah.
Hello, you guys. Good vibes today. How are you guys? Yeah, stripping it up. The hotel, strip on the Barbie. I see.
Yeah, all the spells track exactly. So Mike Barbell is asking, what's on the agenda tonight? So I've got a chapter of The Way to Love. I've got a nice inspirational card. And after the show, for members that are paying $5 or more a month, we're watching the first episode of Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I love that episode because it basically talks about all of the different he basically starts with like the Earth, and he zooms out to all the different ways you can zoom out in the universe, all the way out to like the fabric of the universe. And I'm like, wow, this stuff just really blows your mind. I remember watching
Yeah.
it for the first time. It really, really made me feel like I was high on drugs, and I was not. I was just sitting there on the couch with my wife, enjoying a science show, and I was like, "Whoa, this is really blowing my mind."
Yeah. Some of
But
my
yeah,
favorite
for real,
stuff.
that
Yeah.
episode
How about-
specifically, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, 100%.
It just sets the
I watched it through
tone.
a few times.
What's up?
Watched it through a few times. It's nice.
Yeah. It really sets the tone for the entire series. That first episode.
Yep. That's obviously why I have the Galaxy as my logo, and watching that stuff, having conversations with people about it, especially growing up as a kid, really gives people an existential crisis trying to think about like how small we are and insignificant in the whole entire universe of it all. It's pretty cool.
And,
I like
I
that.
also,
I like
like
facing
to
that.
think about the opposite. As much as we can zoom out, we can only zoom in so far too. And when you do zoom in that far, it's almost like we're
As
looking at
above,
whole
so
new
below.
galaxies and like planets with atoms
Turtles all the way
instead.
down, man.
It's,
100%.
it goes up and down. It goes in and out. It goes crazy. It's nuts, and it just blows my mind. Like, I love it. I love
Yep.
thinking about it.
Same way that there's neurons in a brain is the same way that galaxies connect together. Yep, 100%.
But anywho, may as well get started reading. We got 9 people here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started for reading The Way to Love. The title of this chapter is Nowhere to Go. And the Bible verse at the beginning of this chapter is Matthew 8:20. Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. That's a weird one. Sure is like I like how each of these chapters, each of these meditations, as they call it, are each start with a really, really interesting verse, and it's just like, what does that even mean? Well, let's find out. So Anthony DeMello goes on and says, "Here is a mistake that most people make in their relationships with others. They try to build a steady nesting place in the ever-moving stream of life. Think of someone whose love you desire. Do you want to be important to this person? To be as special and make a difference to his or her life? Do you want this person to care for you and be concerned about you in a special way? If you do, open your eyes and see that you are foolishly inviting others to reserve you for themselves, to restrict your freedom for their benefit, to control your behavior, your growth, and development so that it will suit their interest. It is as if the other person said to you, if you want to be as special to me, then you must meet my conditions, because the moment you cease to live up to my expectations, you will cease to be as special. You wanted to be as special to someone, didn't you? So you must pay a price, lost freedom. You must dance to the other person's tune, just as you demanded. Just as you demand that other persons dance to yours if they want to be as special to you. Pause now and ask yourself if it is worth paying so much for so little. Imagine you say to this person whose special love you want, leave me free to be myself, to think my thoughts, to indulge my taste, to follow my inclination, to behave in the ways I decide are to my liking. The moment you say those words, you will understand that you are asking for the impossible. You ask to be especial to someone means essentially to be bound to the task of making yourself pleasing to this person, and therefore to lose your freedom. Take all the time you need to realize this. Maybe now you are ready to say, I'd rather have my freedom than your love. If you could either have company in prison or walk the earth in freedom all alone, which would you choose? Now say to this person, I leave you free to be yourself, to think your thoughts, to indulge your taste, follow your inclinations, behave in any way that you decide is to your liking. The moment you say that you will observe, the moment you say that, you will observe one of two things. Either your heart will resist those words and you will be exposed for the clinger and exploiter that you are. So now, this is the time to examine your false belief that without this person, you cannot live or cannot be happy. Or your heart will pronounce the words sincerely. And in that very instant, all control, manipulation, exploitation, possessiveness, jealousy will drop. I leave you free to be yourself, to think your thoughts, indulge your tastes, follow your inclinations, behave in ways that you decide are your liking. And you will notice something else. The person automatically ceases to be special and important to you. He or she becomes important the way a sunset or a symphony is lovely in itself, the way a tree is special in itself, and not for the fruit or the shade that it can offer you. Your beloved will then belong not to you, but to everyone, or to no one, like the sunrise and the tree. Test it by saying those words again. I leave you free to be yourself. In saying those words, you have set yourself free. You are now ready to love. For when you cling, what you offer the other is not love, but a chain by which both you and your beloved are bound. Love can only exist in freedom. The true lover seeks the good of his beloved, which requires especially the liberation of the beloved from the lover. So I'm gonna repeat that full thing one more time. I leave you free to be yourself, to think your thoughts, to indulge your taste, follow your inclinations, behave in any way that you decide is to your liking. So you're appreciating them the way they are without controlling and without dancing the dance that they want you to dance just because you love me, so you have to do what I want you to. No,
It's really love if you have to force them to stay.
if you love me, then you will let me be myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And it goes both ways. A lot of people don't realize that. It's not rules for me and not for thee, or vice versa. It goes
Yep,
both
definitely.
ways. It's rules. Yep. And I think that's really, really a good message. The original Bible verse was Matthew 8:20. Foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Still confusing. But let's move on to this
I've had plenty of relation.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Really, no, you go ahead. Read that. That'd be great. I was just gonna give.
The first time I read that chapter, it really, really hit me hard because I think everybody struggles with their relationships, especially when you're married. And that one just like, wow, I need to stop dancing and start letting people be themselves, and vice versa, and let her know that I'm not. I just need to be myself. Anyway, next the card here.
Let them be themselves too, as well.
Yes. The sweet ass affirmation card here that I've picked out is: I am my own source of happiness. My relationships are a bonus, like the sunset or the tree in the front yard. Always move into a relationship by choice. Never allow internal voids to push you into a relationship in an attempt to fill a tiny hole. No pun intended. Never enter into a relationship because you want to be loved. Magic begins during the hunt inside yourself. Your partner is a bonus, a companion in their own journey, compatible and thrilling, but never your source of happiness. Happiness is self-love, soul-searching, filling yourself with compassion, and understanding what truly makes your heart beat. Unconditional internal love is unconditional external love for your
That
relationships and
is
the world.
exactly right. That's what I was going to say. So yeah, basically just said everything I was going to say. Yeah. That's
Nice.
what unconditional love is, and unconditional gratitude is. You know what? You're not at your best right now, but I still love you. I still, dude. And that's what the point I was going to make. I've had lots of relationships like that, whether it be romantic relationships or friendships or relationships with parents or family members, where you know you want it to work, but you're like, I have to let this person go for it to be healthy for me and for them,
Mm,
because if I truly love them, holding them and making them trying to be different and forcing them to be somebody different isn't loving them really. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's the difficult thing to do, is learn how to let go, because a lot of times what we do is we end up getting relationships because somebody's giving us attention for the first time ever in our whole entire life. We're the focus and center of somebody's direct attention, whether it's a friendship and whether it's somebody's romantic relationship or whether it's your parents, right? When we get that and we don't have it anymore, we feel really sorry, and we start to like point and pick who we can blame for us feeling like that. 100%.
I
That's not
hear
unconditional love.
if you love someone, set them free, and if they come back, nobody else wanted them either.
Yeah. But that's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah. Or maybe you're the problem, right? I've learned this a lot in my
Could
life
be.
as well. Personally, I've talked about this on the show several times, and this is what helps me enlighten our viewers. Look, I've been in a situation where I'm like, why is everything going wrong? And I'm blaming this person. I'm blaming this person. I'm blaming this person. Why does everybody hate me? Why does everybody have a problem with me? Maybe I'm the issue. Because if nobody can get along with me and nothing is working out for me in every situation, in every corner I turn, maybe I'm the common denominator. So
You're
then
the
you
one
start
that
to realize,
maybe you're the one that
now
needs
I
to
need to
flex,
change.
and then
And that's
a little
why,
bit.
yeah, be water. And that's why I always say nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to be the willing to change your mindset and your attitude, how you are. And it starts by waking up one day with, we talk about this a lot with the, like how you get through being in stuck points. And the first part is awareness, recognizing, oh shit, I got a problem. I need to change my attitude, or else I'm just going to be tumbling around this washing machine over and over and over again.
And I think if you're not happy single, you're not going to be happy in a relationship. I mean, you got to be happy first,
Yeah.
and then let that person that you're interested in fall in love with your best self. You
Mm.
know, 'cause you're not going to change someone. I mean, you can change a child, like a diaper, but other than that, like a grown person, you're not going to change them. A zebra can't change its stripes. So I mean, people can lie and they can put on fakes. Like I go on the dating sites, and it just it people full of shit. To be honest, and it's really sad because like there's women on there saying, "Oh, I like soccer or whatever, or this or that." But if you get into a relationship, and that's the only thing that you guys like both like, you know, then be prepared to watch soccer or be prepared to go yard selling if that's what you lied about that you like doing just to attract someone else.
Hmm.
Um, or if you meet someone at church, well, keep going to church. Don't stop going because you met someone if that was your plan. Yeah, I think being authentic is um, not so common anymore, unfortunately. And those that are authentic are not taken as seriously because there's so much BS out there.
Would you
So
say that the lack of sincerity is because everybody's trying to do that dance for the people that they care about, and they're trying to be special for, and they're
yeah,
not being sincere? And
I think that I see that a lot,
I
and
think that's one of those things that I started really taking seriously. Is I got to stop letting other people. I need to stop trying to please other people. I need to start doing things
That's the
because
fucking thing,
that's what I
dude.
need to be doing.
That's
Because
the fucking thing, dude.
that is fulfilling to me. Doesn't matter what other people think about what
Like,
that
who are you trying to impress?
is to me. Right.
Yeah.
I'm impressing myself now.
Yeah, bro.
but if
That's what
you're
I was saying.
unhappy and you're lonely, you're gonna lie. I think that's what's
Yes,
happening.
dude.
People, they're unhappy and they're lonely and they're like, I got to get out of this. So sure, I like whatever. I like knitting. I mean, whatever uh, it's just be authentic, and you're gonna find someone
Yeah.
that has the same. And then I kind of describe like the single scene or dating as like, you start with an onion and you hope it's a sweet onion, but then you keep peeling layers and then it gets rotten. Is the
But a lot
person
of people cling to that shit and they're afraid to let go of that onion because it's a scarcity mindset. Like maybe I'll never get another onion. Maybe this is the only
Also,
onion I'll ever get. So I'll
sunk
just stick
cost,
with it.
you to get to
sunk
know
cost
someone, but
analysis
like
too.
they told you all these lies in their profile, but then they start letting things slip as you get to know them, and you're like, ugh, ugh,
Right.
you're not a sweet onion.
Mm-mm.
You know.
I'm
And then
an
some people act
ogre.
like they don't.
Arr!
Well, that's the thing. Some people act like they don't like. They're like, oh, why? Who loves the sweet onion, right? And then they
I
lie to
love onions.
themselves. Oh, they really want something, but then yet they act and do what the opposite is what they would want. What they want, or at least what they claim they want. Like this is the person that they want, but yet all the people that they end up with are like this. So something's not adding up here. Is what I try
Yeah.
to do is live my life like people are watching and do things like no one can see me. And what I mean by that is like I do my morals like everybody can see me, making sure that I'm doing all the things I need to be doing. Like if people were watching me on camera, so they could call me out and be like, "Hey, you're doing this thing that you say you don't do." So I try to live my life that way. But as far as like the things that I do, my hobbies and my passions, no one can see me do them, and usually they don't see me do them. Like that's the thing to me. Like that's what makes them
Usually,
my passions.
most people don't
It's
see
my own
anything
hobby.
until the final result.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I like to be like, do my thing in my corner where I control all the variables and then present it and be like, okay, this is what I came up with. But even if no one was around to show it, I'd still do it. Like even if no one was around to see the end result or end product, I would still do it. I'd still be passionate about this thing. I'd still be trying to build and gain and grow if no one can see it. And what to Derek's point,
You already
a lot
had
of
that
times,
foundation because you already had that passion for it too.
bingo. And that's the
It
point that
didn't
I was
just
going to make.
appear overnight. You already had it. You were building
Yes.
on it. You didn't even realize what you were doing when you were doing it, but you were.
100%. And that's
Becoming
exactly
the
my
new-
point. I'm glad
new
you say that
person.
because my whole point to pick up on what Derek was saying is that if you don't build that foundation of who you are as a good person and you bring your bullshit into somebody's relationship, into their life, they're not going to stick around. They're going to move on and they're going to take their self, who's way more worthy of having someone than you, to someone else who's like worthy of it because you're not showing up and you're not being that person. And you expect that you're just going to get in a relationship, everything's going to start to work out for us. And most people here probably can admit that they're guilty of this, thinking that, oh, once I find a relationship, then I'll be happy and then these things will fall into line. But you bring your bullshit into that relationship because you haven't worked on yourself. You haven't sat there and figured out what are my problems, what are my faults, what are my flaws, what are the things I'm going to have to bring in there, my baggage into a relationship. I have these things that are, hard things for people to accept. So for you to unconditionally love me, you're going to have to know that I do this, 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 this. Because we all have those things
No secrets.
we carry. Yeah. Weights that we carry around because we talk about this on the show. It's from our programming, from the things that we were, grew up with, our society, our parents, genetics. All these things are, things that we have in our favor or against our favor. So they're the things that make us pick a mate, but they're also the things that keep us away from potential mates. And we don't have it like the animal kingdom. It's not just like, girls are more sophisticated than 100,000 years ago when it's just like based on hormones. Now people are human beings and they have thought to be like, you're a bad human being. I don't want to be with you. I don't care if you're genetically fit or any of that. You're a piece of shit. So I'm going to go be with this guy. So we have to make sure that we, act right, be right.
I have something on my profile saying I'm looking for a woman that's like done the inner work and working on the inner work, and authenticity is really important to me, So I kind of have that foundation on there that, I'm kind of
So
tired of
important.
meeting women and kind of thinking they're this way and then they're this, you know what I mean? So
But the problem with the narcissist is they use that stuff as like a chameleon skin. They say, "Oh, I'm a good, genuine person. I'm kind. You can trust me." Meanwhile, they know damn well that they're like playing the Joker, right? So you
if
have to
they
be
if
careful.
they have to tell you, then they're not. You know what I mean? That's what I think about it.
I
Tells
agree.
you I'm a really good person, then well, be careful.
I agree, dude. And the way I want people to talk about me is a very Ram Dass approach. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, HB, he was so kind, he was so nurturing, and all this and that." I don't want people to talk about me in the opposite end of the spectrum either and say he was negative and always pessimistic and all these different things. I want people to talk about me somewhere in between. Like he had his hard days. He had days where things were difficult for him, and he still pushed through. And in that made him, be able to show light and positivity. So I don't want people to like look at me in a false light. Like we talked about this to Alan Watts. I don't want people to worship me. Meanwhile, I have my demons in my closet that no one knows about. I want people to see me for who I really am.
HB, if someone asks you, "Are you a good person?" What do you say? What would you say?
Yeah, Pops asked this question the other day on his show, and that's what I said. I'm not neither, because it depends on what situation, what circumstance. It depends who's watching. If I do, so, if somebody's bullying someone and I push them over and tell them to go fuck themselves, do you guys think that I did something right, or do you think I did something wrong?
If
It
you
all
push
depends on
over
who's
the bully?
watching.
If you
Yeah, if I
over
push over the bully, then fuck you, motherfucker. Go suck a dick for fucking being a piece of shit. But that's
think
all
you did.
perception. Some people who are wiser than me might could be like, HB, you didn't handle that right. You could have handled it with way more grace and way more elegance and still got your same point across without hate and violence. But I balance that in my head a lot, dude. Am I a good person? Well, I'm definitely a hero, a metal where people don't belong. I'm willing to do stuff that other people aren't for the greater good. But is it the right thing? Or am I just a Thanos? Am I just going, snap my fingers and make the problem go away that I don't like because of my preferences? I think about that a lot, dude. It's the pathway to being a sage. We talk about this with the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, and talk about this in Taoism, and even Christianity has this, like, there's two ways you can find Jesus Christ. You can find him throughout your life, or you can become saved. So these are all different metaphors for finding enlightenment. And through that path of enlightenment, you go through that struggle of, maybe I'm not a good human being, but I try to be a good human being, but I'm also better than other people. But also I do things that other people do that are bad. It's like you start to have that conflict, because exactly what you said about dating scene, we start to look at it like everyone's lying, everyone's manipulative. Wait, so am I. We hold that mirror up to people. We like, oh, people are lying and manipulating. It's like, yeah, we all do it. It's just at what point do we like stop ourselves? Because there's not a human being on the face of the earth that doesn't lie or that doesn't manipulate, right? But even the most sage people.
Are you a good
What's
person,
that?
Nerdy?
Yeah, I am. Have I done bad things during my lifetime? Yes, as well. But I am a good person. I have done far more good in the world than bad, and I feel like those few mistakes I've made in the past, I've learned from them, and I've been able to set a good example for others because I've had those experiences. So I don't think that because I did bad things that makes me bad. It just means that I had something to learn in that point in my life.
Exactly.
But am I a good person? I do my best to be.
That's my answer too. Is I do my best. I wouldn't say I'm good or bad, but I do my best because,
Right.
like HB saying, to some people you're not, and some people you are. So,
Exactly right.
that's probably the best answers. If you're really doing your best, then yeah, I'm doing my best.
I agree.
Try.
And just like doing bad things, to your point, doesn't make you a bad person, I don't think that doing good things makes you a good person. And again, that's like I said, because it's all interpretational. You might seem like what you're doing is, I use this example, right? I'm going to try to make this analogy really quick, but people feed stray cats in the neighborhoods, and they come along, they give them cans of food and stuff. What you think you're doing is you're like, oh, I'm feeding the stray cats, I'm helping them out because they're starving. But when these cats breed and they have 5 cats each cat, you're not able to sustain enough food for those cats. Inevitably, some of those cats are going to die. So you're killing more cats inevitably than you're saving. But you think you're doing a good thing. So again, it's all like interpretational on what way you want to look at it. And if that's your intention, then yeah, it was what you're trying to achieve. And you see what I'm saying though? Like that path of the road to hell was paved with good intentions. It's the same.
Intent makes a big difference, though.
Yes, and I agree 100%. Now, that is the big part is like, what are you trying to achieve? And if people can educate you on things like this, on a better way to do something and talk you through it, you're the perfect person, not you, but metaphorically, like you're the perfect person to take and be like, this is how you save the cats. Not like this, do it like this. Or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to achieve.
Give them the Bob Barker treatment.
What do you mean by that?
Spay and neuter your pets.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Right. Yeah.
I think Drew Carey's carrying that torch now. He still
He
has
is.
it,
He
doesn't he?
is. Yeah, he
Yeah.
still does it.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that's what we should be doing. If you really want to make a difference, make a difference.
mhm. Carry that torch. That first half hour seems like it was like it dragged. It was like time went slow. this first half hour here. I think it's because
You
my
really think so?
chapter was short. My chapter was short. I think that's why.
Yeah, we had a lot of talking in there. Let's read some comments
I'm okay
here.
with that. Yeah.
Worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe is a famous quote, often attributed to Mark Twain, one of my favorite authors. Great dude.
Mhm.
One of those great, good, bad human beings. Did some like crazy, weird shit, but also did some good shit. Let's see. Cheers, Sam. Yeah, message me. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat for you, Sammy, and I need you to send me your address if you don't mind, buddy.
Yeah.
Mike says sometimes I think about possibly worshiping the devil, but I'm not built that way.
Mm-mm.
I can't stand evil people. Yeah, this is what Derek's talked about a couple times on his Bible studies about the temptation of the devil, about how that's what the devil tries to do is draw us in.
It says
It's not what happens. Sorry, Derek, cut you off again.
You'll be happy for a season, but that's it. And that's just one season. Life is a long time, and then
Well said.
after. So I bet on Jesus. That's me. I think
Safe bet.
really I think
Right on.
this is a short part, and we can't get to heaven by things that we do, by works. Like it says that in the Bible, nobody's getting to heaven by works any man should boast. Like someone beats their chest and says, I did this and this and this, so I'm going to heaven. No, but you are building up a kingdom in heaven, I believe. And I think the more good things you do here, you'll have it better up there. And that doesn't mean like sending money and stuff to televangelist or anything like that. It's holding the door, and like HP talks about, doing things behind the scenes and not asking for acknowledgement, but because it's built into you. And then that carries for everything else that you do. Those good feelings. But worshiping the devil, no, I can't.
No, I can't get
You're
behind
too
that.
valuable. You're too valuable, and that's why he's after you. So stay strong, brother. Yeah.
Yep, no worries there, apologize, Sam. That's my fault. I assumed that you sent it already, so when I checked, I was like, he did not send it. So yeah, just send it to my email right there, and we'll be all squared away, man. We'll get you handled. I appreciate you for your patience too, by the way. But yeah, to your point, Derek, whenever I was a young kid, I used to pray every night. My parents raised me Christian. We kind of went to church every now and again on Sundays. Whenever I went to my grandma's house, we always went to church with her. And I stopped praying because, I started to like get older and have, older people thoughts. Like I was 13, 14. I'm starting to think about like the universe and what life is and where we come from and things like this. And I'm like thinking to myself about the concept of Christianity. This is what kind of broke my religion. Because, if I was born in China, I'd be a Buddhist. If I was born in India, I'd be a Hindu. If I was born in, a different culture, I'd be a totally different religion. And it talks a lot about this in the Four Agreements, right? The programming that we have. So I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm a good person. Like I don't try to do bad. And yeah, I fuck up and I do things that are bad and, but I'm not a horrible human being. I'm not a great human being, but I'm not horrible either. And I thought to myself, I'm like, if I die today, even as a kid, and I get to heaven and God's like, hey, you don't get to come here because you don't believe in me. It's not a place I want to be anyway. So I'm just like starting to live my life better as a human being. And I started to be better than praying ever did for me because I started to live my life with intent. I was like, I'm actually taking my life and being like, well, if I die today, at least I get to heaven, theoretically, metaphorically, if it exists, then you did a good job. And if it doesn't exist, it's like, I did what most people wouldn't do because they're like atheists and they're like, I don't have to be good because heaven doesn't exist. It's like, yeah, but why wouldn't you just do good because it's the hard thing to do? It's harder to be a good human being.
I don't know of any atheists that are like, yeah, there's no heaven, so I'm just going to be bad. Most atheists are good people too.
Right.
Yeah, they'll
Good
say they're
point.
good people, but they just don't believe. You know.
Right. They just don't subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But you have to live your life, even if you don't believe, you have to live your life like you're like again, like people are watching. Like everyone has a camera on you. And you have to do the things you love like no one can see. It's really important. Like I have to be good because I know it's good, because I am good in my heart, and not because I know I'm going to get something out of it, because people are going to see me and give me props or any of that.
Yeah.
And
Doing
it's
the
hard.
right thing for the right reasons.
Yeah, karma yoga.
I
It's
think
hard.
I think though Jesus is a cure for loneliness, especially. I mean, it was for me, and it is for a lot of
Yeah.
people. And like yesterday when I was at church, the church I go to, I never felt so much love in one place. It's like just filled,
Yeah.
and these people, they say I love you and stuff, and they don't want anything. They want to see you later. That's the thing. And then so yesterday after church, they were about an hour or so, and everybody hung out. Then we all got on a bus and vehicles, and we went to another church. And then they had a nice program there. Like the pastor played the guitar. There's two guitars up there playing and singing and stuff. And it was a real lot of fun, and it was just like you know I was just like last night when I went to bed, I prayed. I was in tears. Like I felt so grateful because I don't know the last time I experienced so much love, and that's why I tell people, you know, not all churches are bad. You just need to find the right one, because there's a lot of people out there with church hurt and stuff, and
Yeah.
they get kicked out. And I talk about it in the Bible study sometimes. People don't feel welcome in the church because they have long hair, tattoos, or piercings or whatever. You need to find the right church. The church, like the Bible studies for everyone. You need to find a church that's liberal, not legal. Legalism churches are the ones that say, you need to stop smoking dope before you come in here. You need to stop drinking first. And the liberal churches say, no, get your butt in here. And the closer you get to the Lord, He's going to help you clean things up out of your life that don't belong there. So
Definitely, man.
I think it's the right group of people, just like it's a supportive family for people that
I agree.
aren't church or anything like that. But I encourage everyone to find a good church, and
I
not
agree.
not get
I'm
religion,
trying.
but
Hopefully, that's what we're trying to do here. Is trying
yeah,
to create,
Exactly right.
a family, basically.
yeah,
Well, that's what I was going to mention. You should
Not a
curate
cult.
your whole life that way. And if you can't find it, make it yourself. If what you're
Right.
seeing around you doesn't fit your own needs, start yourself, because somebody else is probably looking for that thing that you're
I've said
thinking
this
about starting.
before. I'm trying to do everything I can to make this opposite of a cult. Like,
Nerdy, like
Something that people wanted you want to be part of.
we are the church. We don't need a physical building.
right.
We're gathering, and we're trying to build people up and make people their best selves, and not for our benefit, but for their benefit. So I mean that makes us the church.
We are a church. Yes, 100%.
And I don't hold myself higher or anything like to anyone else.
No,
Right.
Absolutely not. I don't think I'm any kind of prophet or anything.
I'm here to help.
I have all my flaws, and but I'm just trying to lead people to the right direction.
I'm
Hopefully.
very empathic, and I am here to help. I've had all of the same crazy thoughts everyone else has. I just, I'm on the other side. For the most part, I still have some crazy thoughts here and there. I'm not perfect, but
Yeah.
just doing my best to
That's
help as
what I
many
wanted
people
to
as I
say.
can while I'm here.
I think that a lot of times people are arguing over the same thought. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, just
Yeah.
you were kind of talking about this. You were saying that sometimes people are acting like they know what you're talking about, but they really don't understand what you're saying. But they're like just like they think they understand. Well, the same opposite is true. A lot of times people are literally thinking about the same idea. Like for Derek, for example, like we were just talking about, like I bet the idea that we all have is God, like our idea of Jesus is the same idea, but we might like argue over, well, I don't think it's
Semantics.
necessarily called Jesus, or yeah, exactly, or semantics is 100%. And I think that's a lot of it what it is. And I love the quote that at the bottom of every glass of atheism is spirituality, is where you find spirituality again. Because that's exactly what happened to me during the whole deconstruction, I guess you can call it, is what people are saying now. Whenever they flawed as Christianity, is that I found what true spirituality was, and I learned to not put a name to it and not put like an idea to it, so it was easier for me to digest.
You
It was
don't need
I was
anybody
able
to tell you what that is. You defined it for yourself.
100%. And if I'm sure, which a lot of Christians, and I'm sure Derek, I'm sure you like think about whenever you think about the idea of God, it's very similar, but it's like just tweaked because if we all watch the same movie, we're gonna watch three different movies because we can all write down an essay afterwards, and I'm gonna notice different things you didn't notice, and so it's perception, man, and that's what we're here to do is be able to share our ideas about, be like, oh wow, that's a cool idea. What you talk about in Christianity about how you should treat other people the way that you want to be treated is a really great concept, and then share something about Buddhism or Taoism, or whatever. I think that can create one, a super religion where it doesn't have to be the rhetoric of what religion has been, trying to control people and trying to, guide people to thinking a certain way or anything. It can just be a collaboration of the best ideas and put them in one category.
I leave you free to be yourself, to think your thoughts, to indulge your taste, follow your inclinations, behave in any way that you decide is your liking.
And if I don't, then that's not unconditional love. That's trying to control people.
Got to enjoy people like you enjoy a sunset or a symphony.
I like it.
Yeah. Just let them be. We have no control. Which doggo was that right there, Derek?
This is my son's dog.
Oh,
What, Quasar.
Quasar.
He'll just arms out to the side whenever he picks him up.
He's cute. So cute.
He's the yipper. He's the big mouth.
Little black hole, huh?
Mhm.
I don't want to stereotype, but he's kind of small, so it does make complete sense.
Quasar. Is that a black hole or is that like a star?
I'm pretty sure a quasar is an exploding star.
Exploding star. Okay. I think you.
But I could be wrong. It may be an imploding star.
Look at
I don't know. Again, it's something that we talked about before the show, you guys. It's like my favorite hobby is space, but I know really not that much about it. But I watch videos on it all the time.
I know it's a Marvel superhero.
Mm-hmm.
That might be where he got the name.
A supernova is an exploding star. I'm pretty sure a quasar is an imploding star.
Quasars
Sure.
are extremely luminous, distant active galactic nuclei powered by supermassive black holes feeding on gas at galaxy centers.
Do you eat gas? Do you eat gas?
A black hole that emits light. I'm talking totally out of pocket here.
Yeah,
I know nothing.
I think it's the light that's kind of like emits like a line out of a black hole.
That would make sense.
Well, yeah.
But if you guys really want to learn something from actual knowledgeable people, you can watch Cosmos with us later.
feeding on gas sounds about right for a dog, right? Oh man, love them.
You got a nerdy candy today?
I am just drinking my ghetto juice.
Kool-Aid?
Basically Kool-Aid from Panera.
That's not ghetto juice for Panera. What
Okay,
the hell
so-
are you talking about?
I will show you why I'm calling it ghetto juice. Just 1 second.
This is chocolate strawberry milkshake.
The cup's still holding up on you. Cool, man. Cool.
Mhm.
The cup's still holding up on you. Cool. I'll check you after the show, buddy. Mike.
So Panera had these drinks. I think they're called Summer Citrus Punch. And they had this other one that was like a lavender lemonade punch or some sort, but they discontinued it. And my wife works there, so we got hooked up with like the jugs of concentrate.
Oh,
So I figured out
Sweet.
you're supposed to
Shit,
use
that's kinda high class,
one.
though.
You're supposed to use one jug for like 12 quarts for like one big punch machine. But I figured out the ratio like down to like the milliliter. If I'm going to do 1 cup, it's 50 milliliters of this stuff. And then I just water it down and I've got myself some Ghetto juice.
Cool.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, we got like so much. I think I have a whole other jug of it over there, and it's discontinued. So we're just drinking some Panera Punch.
That grocery store I go to, they sell stuff like they get stuff from Panera. I got their lemonade, the bottle of lemonade concentrate. I've gotten those.
Mm.
Yeah, that stuff is really good. But I've also gotten the little bags of macaroni and cheese that you're supposed to they stick in boiling water.
You just
Those-
nuke it in the microwave. It's good to go. I love that mac and cheese. She used to
Yeah.
they will warm them up at the beginning of the day, and if they don't use them all, she would bring them. She used to bring them home all the time because they'd have leftovers at the end of the day. So I just have
Yeah.
like bags of mac and cheese in the fridge, and I'm like, yes, this is heaven. Just throw some sriracha on there or some other hot sauce. You're winning.
I think Panera is like really overpriced for what you get. I mean, just like I've gotten like their soup and sandwich and stuff before, and I was like, I shouldn't
And
be
they-
hungry after eating this, you know?
Most of their stuff
I,
comes in.
HB, have never been to Panera Bread, and now I swear that I will never step foot inside of a Panera Bread. Panera Bread.
Wife was like the top baker in Denver for like when they recently tested it, but like that was right before they started phasing out the actual bakers. They don't actually really bake anything in house
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Everything comes in frozen, and they just thaw it out, and it's not the same anymore. They keep
No,
cutting corners every chance they get and paying their employees as little as they can.
that baguette,
Panera,
that thing
man.
will give you a workout, man. You're like, "Grrr," you know?
Yeah, the baguettes.
Yeah.
This is what I got for candy.
Oh, nice. I love
Oh,
Chico
pick up
Stick, dude.
sticks.
You know what? I figured out.
Hmm.
Guess what I figured out about them that I didn't know?
They're like a
Coconut
butter.
and peanut butter?
They have coconut in them.
Okay.
Huh.
And you don't
They're
like
made with coconut. I mean, I like coconut. I just didn't know that. And now that I've eaten them, I'm like, oh, I can just taste the coconut. It totally changes the
toasted,
flavor of it.
yeah, toasted coconut is what the
It's like
distinctive
eating the
flavor is.
circus peanuts until you learn their banana flavor. You're like, I had no idea they were banana. Yeah, it totally changes the flavor for me, honestly. Yeah, they're good
Yeah,
though.
once
I
you
like
know.
and honestly, I was thinking about it. I'm like, these are more like original Butterfingers than Butterfingers are now because they've changed so much. So
That's
something to
what
keep in mind, guys.
I remember them as like Butterfingers without the chocolate, right?
They are.
Similar.
They're still pretty original from what I remember. They haven't changed much, if at all.
It's got little flake coconut in it, but most people
Yeah.
don't realize that.
Yeah.
But it's very much like a Butterfinger, but
I
it
forget
has
how I even, yeah, it says it on the package. It says rolled in toasted coconut.
Mhm. I love those
Um,
things. They're so good.
Yeah. And also, have this little guy. These are super good.
Is that a Twinkie gummy?
It is a Twinkie candy. Let me grab the bag so I can show you. It's not a gummy though.
That's hilarious.
It's basically like an almond bar. It's like icing, sort of, right?
Okay.
We picked them up at the candy store the other day. Me and a friend.
That is interesting.
Soft, creamy filling, right? And those they don't look like this. I'll show you an example.
Are you familiar
Really
with
super
duck,
good.
Are you familiar with duck eggs, like for like around Easter time?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it kind of like that?
No.
The outside's kind of like that duck egg.
No. You can
That's
see
what
on
I'm
the inside,
imagining.
it has a little bit of white, but the white's got all like blended up with it. It doesn't really have like a defined layer,
Interesting.
but it's literally just like almond bark, like a white chocolate almond bark, but it's flavored like Twinkie, and the flavor is really close to Twinkie.
Interesting.
I gotta say, the ingredients are sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, whole milk, skim milk, lactose, soy lecithin, vanillin. That's it. Flavors. So it's basically just like a almond bark.
Okay.
Where'd you buy them?
At a candy store in town.
Hey, Derek, you said watching those paranormal shows allows that energy into your life. I changed the channel. Do you watch any paranormal shows, or have you ever at all?
I used to, and you know what? One day I used to be big into that stuff, and like we used the Ouija board, and I think I
Mm.
might have showed one of the pictures either on here or um, on the Bible study. I can't remember, but it was after using the Ouija board. There was this girl sitting at the end of my bed, and I took a picture like in that direction, and it was scary. And I take a picture facing the other way, and it was clear as day. And I don't know how to like manipulate these photos, but it
Mhm.
was scary. And then so I'm sitting there at my desk, like it was around that time, and I was looking at paranormal stuff on the computer because the house I used to live in, yeah, I believe it was haunted. I mean, there was things going on there. You'd hear children laughing and stuff like that. There was a fire in the house, and it was a long time ago. I don't know if people died in it or what, but it had some bad energy. And I think me using the Ouija board, the kids using the Ouija board, invited more of it.
Mm.
But sitting at the computer, I felt this burning on my chest, like right up here. And I didn't have a shirt on, so I'm walking to the bathroom. I get up and I'm walking to the bathroom, and I have a long mirror in the hallway, and I can see it. I couldn't make out what it was trying to say, but there was like letters scratched into me, and
Mm.
all I burning, and I'm like, well, no, I'm done with that crap. I ain't doing that no more. But after seeing that picture, I have it on my phone somewhere. I don't even like looking at it because I mean it's really creepy. It's got my computer chair. It looks like there's these red like fingers coming off of it, and like it's creepy. It was enough to scare me, and
Yeah.
I wasn't into Jesus and stuff back then. I was basically living for the world. I wasn't caring about later anything like that. But it was just like that stuff is dangerous.
I've never
I
played with the Ouija board, but there have been a couple paranormal shows where I'm like, this one's pretty good. I like it.
yeah.
But I don't know. There's a few of those shows where I'm just like, I can't try to keep an open mind, but I'm
Yeah.
very skeptical every time I watch one of
Yeah,
those
it's a
shows.
grievance shit, dude. Because a lot of times with the UFO and the paranormal stuff, I really want to believe, and it seems like there's like too much evidence to not believe. But at the same time, it's such a tease, dude. It's like it's just teasing us. It's like there's no like hand me the ghost or the alien and show me. But at the same time, I also think that people who are more susceptible to believing this kind of stuff are more open to witnessing it.
Mm.
Like if your mind is more open to perceiving this kind of stuff,
You're
then
more
it's going to
likely
allow
to
it to
see it.
see it. Yeah,
Right.
because I mean, think about it. Like hypothetically, if you were a spiritual being and you wanted somebody to see it, you wouldn't come up to somebody who's skeptical because they would just like wash it off as something physical, as opposed to somebody who's like, you know, there are
Well,
people that claim they can see spirit energies and shit.
I've heard of studies being done where people won't see things until they believe it's there.
Right? Quantum shit,
Where it's been there the whole time, but they just won't see it until
quantum
they believe it,
mechanics,
until
dude.
they
It's
think
the
it
way
is.
you observe things that changes the way that it's perceived.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
When I took that hero,
And I must admit, sorry, Derek. I must admit, I'm not a believer in ghosts. By the way, I don't believe in ghosts or spirits or energies. I think they might exist, but I don't know.
I think I told you guys when I took that hero dose before, the devil was in my living room, and
Yeah.
I did not acknowledge him, did not nothing. But I mean, it it was I could see it perfectly,
Mhm.
just like. But also, I was also seeing the Matrix falling,
I
all the
believe you.
numbers.
Yeah.
Everything. I was
Yeah.
heavily
I
dosed.
don't
So
doubt that at all.
It's interesting
yeah,
shit, dude, because taking mushrooms apparently can raise your frequency. It's the same thing that happens. I don't know if you guys have seen this. We talked about it on the show a couple times about how monks, whenever they take mushrooms, they scan their brain, and it's basically the same as them meditating in a deep meditative state. Well, what they're doing is they're raising or lowering their frequencies of gamma, alpha, beta. It's different brain frequencies. That's how they're getting in this meditative state. So apparently, taking mushrooms can get you there. It's the same way that people who do meditations can apparently astral project, right? Or see things from the future or the past or things like that. It's hard to say, man.
I used to do
It was
that
eye
stuff. I
opening.
used to be into that stuff too, but I think that invites bad energy, like the astral projection and stuff, and the meditation into past lives. And I was actually successful one time doing a past life meditation, and I
Yeah, I
remember
heard
doing
you say that.
stuff. and I was able to like go on Google Maps and see where I seen a picture of
cool.
like me from before. I was like, wow, that
Very
stuff is
cool.
real.
There's
So
some
I think,
interesting stuff
like
about
you're saying, we can channel that stuff.
this. Is a
So
Maybe,
two-part
dude.
message from Sam
Go ahead,
right
read it,
here.
man. Go ahead.
You gonna go ahead?
I'll read it. It says, in regards to the reading, I was really guilty of trying to mold my relationships to best suit me instead of letting that person be their full self. It was eye opening when someone pointed out that to me, and I started to realize I needed to grow. 100% couldn't relate to that more, Sam. And honestly, what happened to me with the help of mushrooms, I must admit, psychedelic mushrooms, I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I felt just dirty and slimy and grimy because somebody had woken me up to what I really was. Where I'm like walking through my life, and if you asked me then, I would have been like, yeah, I'm a good person. Meanwhile, I had all these deep, dark shit that was so obvious, but it's because I wake up every day with myself. So the metaphor that I use is like waking up in the shower and like trying to clean the filth off of you, but the filth is inside of you. And to get that shit out, you have to like purge that shit out over the course of years to get it. I'm still trying to get it out. I still have stink deep down inside me. That's why if you ask me now, I'm more aware to be like, you know, I have the tendency to do bad things, especially depending on who you are. I might feel like it's a good thing and I might stand in my ways and might die on my high horse where somebody else is like, you did a bad thing. So I try to do that. I can definitely relate to that a lot. Somebody had to point that out to me, make me aware of it.
Fireball's message here says, I respect it. I have nothing but respect for the paranormal. I don't leave myself open, and there has been times where I had to shut it off, almost like I had a change of energy. So I know when to cut it. It's
Yeah.
good.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't fuck with
You're
it.
right.
I see one of those shows and I just look at it purely as entertainment. There's only like most paranormal shows I'm just like, this is garbage. Most of this is fake. But the only one that I really liked, I'm sorry for mentioning it because you guys are gonna all scurry off and watch it now. But I don't remember. I think it happened. I think it took place in Colorado. I'm not sure, but it was called Ghost Mine. There are these paranormal investigators following some miners, trying to figure out the whole Tommy Knocker thing. And there were masons, like, they had their old lodges and stuff that were buried in the old
think I've seen
closed
that.
down shafts. I liked that one a lot.
I've seen this before.
But I thought it was fairly innocent, but I don't know. It was pretty convincing too.
Yeah, to me, I would go to an insane asylum in the middle of the night, even by myself, honestly, and I would not be scared. Even if, dude, even if I was alone by myself, I wouldn't be scared. But I think that that's what prevents me from being able to see something like that. Like I said, I think that having that fear is what raises your frequency to be like able to tap. But again, it's all speculation, and it's not what I believe. It's just like hypotheticals, like what could be causing these experiences. Because I've had friends who swear stuff's happened, and it's their reality. You can't call them a liar or crazy for their reality because we don't know. I mean, I've had crazy experiences myself, so not regarding paranormal, but yeah, just like in general, life experiences, seeing things. It's cool stuff, man. Cool stuff to think about.
In my old house, my ex-girlfriend, her son was sleeping on the sofa in the living room, and there was a bunch of pictures on the wall, like over the sofa, and he said he was laying there and a picture came off the wall, came out off the wall, and then dropped on him.
Weird.
And he didn't want to stay there no more.
Yeah. I've lived in a lot of old houses over the years, and they were pretty creepy houses. And I don't know, some of them just have bad vibes.
Yeah.
But
I think it depends on the energy that you bring too, and if you can cleanse it, because like I know 2 people had died here in this house, and the first year that I moved here, I kind of cried uncontrollably here when I was here, and it felt like there was a lot of depression, and but I wasn't doing anything really to change it, to make it better. So
yeah.
I think that's why it kept on for so long. But it
Well,
was like,
yeah. Derek, I think that if I was gonna believe 100% what you're saying is true, if we could just know that this is true, that ghosts really are real, one of two things is happening. Either ghosts are haunting people in these houses, in these particular places, and they're attached to these houses and places, or when people go to the beach, they don't necessarily associate it with being haunted. So it's just good vibes. So there's no ghosts. But if they were fearful, as if they were in a haunted house, they would see just as many ghosts on the beach as they would anywhere else. Because people have died on the beach, right? Why aren't there ghosts on the beach?
You go down to Charleston, they have all kinds of haunted tours. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like literally physically on the beach where people are like having good vibes and good times. I think it's somewhat.
Right.
My point is, I think it's what we bring to the table.
Because
Like
so many
our
people
vibes.
have likely drowned on that beach. You're saying it's likely
Surely
haunted.
you would see, yeah, surely you'd be out there on the beach if you're a ghost believer and you'd be seeing it. But I think we're like so infatuated. Oh, we're at the beach. Oh, this is cool. This is fun. That when you don't get that vibe in a house where you're bringing that, oh, this is ominous. So you're feeling you get that hair still on the back of your neck, which brings the ghost in. I'm just
read
saying.
a lot of the old classic ghost stories. I think a lot of them do have, apparitions on beaches.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just, I'm not looking at it right. But I'm saying one of the things.
I go home with the family. I would be back at the house before them. I wouldn't have to sit in the middle of my feet on the hump.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I told my buddy. I was like, if I was a ghost, me as me who I am right now, I would haunt you and mess with you. But as a ghost, would I do that? Like, would I follow through with that? Because we know so much we talk about the show, like as a spiritual being, we're going to be totally different than our ego self now as a human being. So would I still follow through on messing with you? Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. Who knows?
I was here a while though before I found out. Like it came to know that 2 people had died here. And the dude that died here was like my age.
I get it. There's tons of stories like that. So I'm saying it's hard to note it, man.
Yeah.
UFO stories are like that too. It's like hard to know. People see full apparitions all the time. Yeah, people have been apparently reportedly hurt by apparitions. So who knows, man? I like to think it's real, but do I believe in it? No, because belief is like a really thick thing for me. Like there are things I believe that I can't prove, but as far as going that far for ghosts and UFOs and stuff like that, I still need a little bit more. Like I need a little bit more coincidences, a little bit more synchronicities, and then maybe I'll start to know.
He's going to be up on the ship and going, nope, still not buying it.
I mean, dude, I'm so skeptical.
But he's going to be okay. Maybe this is legit.
You're so right, dude. I was literally just telling my friend that the other night, having a conversation about all this. I'm like, dude, I'm so skeptical. I've seen stuff like that. I'm still like, who knows, dude? So I'm just, I practice my fifth agreement until I can like look at this and see it. And even then, I'm like, am I really looking at this? Like, I have to know, dude. It's my gift and my curse, right? Keeps me sane, but it keeps me like going, searching, looking, always looking.
There's been a lot of unexplainable things happen to people, and people that say they've been abducted, but then they find like this weird metal implanted in them, and it's like, how do they just dismiss that? How do people, science or whatever, dismiss this person's story saying I was abducted, and then their body shows that they have some kind of weird alloy in them after?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, who knows, man?
One guy had some kind of like metal behind his ear. And every time like they removed it or whatever, it would come back. It was something crazy like that. And like they implanted some kind of reoccurring chip or something crazy,
Right. Or the guy was psychotic enough to put it in his own head. And yeah, who knows, man? It's cool. I think this is the second time we've had this kind of conversation on the show for like a long duration like this about, space travel and just all the stoner stuff. But hopefully everybody in the chat likes it. But yeah, I think it's like really stuff to kind of tug on our imagination part of our brain and to really practice our fifth agreement, to be skeptical and learn to listen instead of going, oh, that's bullshit. It's like, who's right? Who's wrong? It's hard to say. Maybe you're both right. Maybe we're all right. We should practice it.
The friendliest ghosts are shroomies.
Exactly.
Hey, I like that. That's pretty good. Shout out to whoever said that in the chat.
Cyber. Welcome,
Cyber. What's up? Chill. Let's chill. You guys got anything else? We're running a little over.
Really, I'm good. I think I covered everything I was going to cover.
Sweet. It's been a great show, I think.
Yeah, I liked that aspiration card, and that was a good little meditation from The Way to Love.
Yeah, maybe we'll read that card one more time on the way out. Let me just drop everybody mysticjourneyschurch.org. Go sign up, become part of the Mystics crew. On that website, you guys can make a profile. You can have pictures. You can create a bio so people can get to know you, who you are. You can actually message and chat back and forth with people. It's pretty cool. You guys go utilize that website. We're starting to try to make it more community friendly where people can, go have a place to, be part of the Mystics crew. You can also sign up for the memberships there. If you guys want to do part of the movie night Mondays that we do and stuff like that, you can also sign up through mysticjourneyschurch.org. The Zeta drinks are out now. You can get them as part of the membership, or you can message me and figure out how to get them. Reach out to my email address that I put in the chat for you guys. I will repost it. I also dropped the Discord link for you, so you can guys go there, be part of that. It's free to be part of the Discord group, and it's also free to join on Mystic Journeys. If you guys need something like supplements or something like that, please reach out to us. If you're actually in need and you want some mental help, mental guidance, we can help you out with that. Reach out. If you guys need anything, make sure to go out and be gardening and foraging. Go out and be in nature. It's that time of the year. iNaturalist. Reach out to Nerdy on iNaturalist. Search Dimitri Wood or Colorado Myco League. Follow him on there, and he'll be able to help you identify your mushrooms and natural plants and stuff like that. So,
ask me questions. I love mushroom questions. Just ask away.
yes, sir.
You are not bothering me. Mike Barabla says next week we'll be discussing the Jersey Devil and the Mothman.
Yeah, maybe we could. I know Nerdy loves the Mothman. Where I'm from, we have a thing called the Lizard Man. I know everybody's into mythology meets UFOs, and that's where it's like the lizard people with. So it's pretty cool. We could talk about this if you guys are really interested in this kind of stuff. We could bring it back around. Let us know in the chat.
I can bring back my my Mothman prophecy.
Cool. We should all just bring a couple to the table, maybe one or two. Talk about them or whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, cool.
Why not?
But yeah, Rocky Mountain Mush Fest, you guys, is July 16th through the 19th in Colorado City. Reach out to us if you guys are trying to go and you want to reserve spots. There's plenty of area for everybody to go camping. You can also rent an Airbnb nearby. Just reach out to us if you get the address as we get closer to that time.
Flyers and T-shirt designs are coming this week.
So you guys stay tuned for that. Cool. So you guys can.
So I'll do it.
You can purchase T-shirts before the Mush Fest, correct?
Yes. If you purchase them before the Mush Fest, we can either have them there or we can have them shipped to you if you order them soon enough.
Soon enough. Cool.
Just depends.
All right, sweet. So right now it's still soon enough for you guys to be able to get your T-shirts that way you can bring them with you to the Mush Fest. And that's it. Guys, meet us over on Discord for Cosmos. We're going to do the first episode of season 1. Nerdy, take it away, buddy.
I am my own source of happiness. My relationships are a bonus. This is kind of a nice summary of our reading today from The Way to Love.
I love it, dude.
Always move into a relationship by choice. Never allow internal voids to push you into a relationship in an attempt to fill a tiny hole. No pun intended. Never enter into a relationship because you want to be loved. The magic begins during the hunt inside yourself. Your partner is a bonus, a companion in their own journey, compatible and thrilling, but never your source of happiness. Happiness is self-love, soul-searching, filling yourself with compassion, and understanding what truly makes your heart beat. Unconditional internal self-love is unconditional external love for your relationships and the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I think it's been great, man. Thank you guys so much.
I'm going to read that little phrase that I've underlined and highlighted out of this chapter one last time.
Please, man.
I leave you to be yourself, to think your thoughts, to indulge your taste, follow your inclinations. Behave in any way that you decide is to your liking. And that is how you love.
Right.
Tomorrow
Guys,
night, Bible study, Psalms 40 through 43.
Hell yeah.
43 on Psalms tomorrow for Derek. 9 p.m. EST for you guys. Be here tomorrow for that. Same time as usual. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. Thank you so much for practicing the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take these personally. Don't make assumptions or have expectations. Always do your best and be skeptical and learn to listen. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Please, everyone, have a great night. Join us over on Discord to watch the movie, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Reach out if you need.